Hi folks, how's it going? I can hear some groans already. Now, have I finally made it to the realms of YouTube where people send me power stations for free? Unfortunately no. I actually bought this because the van needed a secondary battery, and I was kind of umming and ahhing between just getting another leisure battery, which would have been about £100, or this, which cost me £750, which is quite a lot. But what you get for your money is also quite a lot. So the unit I picked up was the Ecoflow River 2 Pro. And this is the biggest of the River series. I think it's about the equivalent of 40 amp hours. And obviously it's got an inverter. So you've got your mains plug sockets. This one's got 3 of them. It's got 12 volt out, both the jack plug type and the cigarette lighter socket type. It's got 3 USB sockets and a USB-C socket. So this can be charged in a few different ways. You can use the normal 3-pin plug from a household socket, and this charges really fast. So if you wanted to go from basically nothing to full, I think it takes like an hour, maybe 70 minutes, but it charges super fast, so that's really handy. You can also charge using a in-car plug, like the cigarette lighter socket, 12 volt. There's a few different settings that I can charge at. It can charge at different amperage settings, but I think about the fastest it would charge is about 8 hours on that, so it does take a while. And then you can also plug it directly into the solar panels using the connector on the back of the device. So on the back of the device here, that's also where your 12 volt wire would plug in. It can take up to a maximum of 220 watt for solar. So that could be either a fixed panel or one of these fold-in portable panels. They all work really well. For me, the portable storage made sense because it meant any extra solar power I generated on the van, especially when it's sitting like this, I'm at home, it's sunny, the van's not going anywhere, it's still generating solar electric. So I can plug this into the van to recharge, and then I can go and take it into the house and use it to power my TV, power other things like that. Now it's got, I think it's about 750, maybe like 748 watt hours capacity. So that's basically saying if you're using something that's 750 watts, this will last an hour powering it. Obviously for my laptop, about 120 watts, you're talking like maybe 5-6 hours running a laptop, and then it would obviously need charging. But one of the benefits of this is you can actually charge it and use it at the same time. So if I wanted to plug in my laptop on here, plug in the solar where I'm getting up to 220 watts of solar plugged into the back, then this should be charging enough to basically make up for what the laptop's taking out. So that's quite handy. As I said, it's up to 1600 watts, so you'll be able to power well, it powers my Dyson Hoover, so that's a clash of brands that. But anyway, yeah, it will power my Dyson. It would power a small camping kettle, a low powered one. Obviously it's not going to handle something like 2000 watts, 3000 watts. If you put in something that's overpowered, it just comes up overload warning and just doesn't do anything. It powers my e-bike, that charges at about 200 watts. And I generally will get one charge of my e-bike battery off this. If this is full and my e-bike battery's empty, I would probably get about just one charge, no more than that, without this being recharged. So it's not unlimited power. I think that's one of the things that isn't made too clear in all the YouTube videos of people that have been given them to review. Nothing against them. I mean, if anyone wants to send me anything for free to review, by all means, I'm up for it. I think my main point is you've got to limit your expectations. I think I was expecting too much from it, thinking it would last a lot longer than it does. But you've got to really take into account what you're going to be drawing from it. You know, I was expecting maybe to get like 2 or even 3 charges of my e-bike, but the maths doesn't add up for me thinking that, because that 200 watts for about 5-6 hours is over 1,000 watt hours, and this has only got 740 watt hours to deliver. So you've got to really take into account what items you're going to be using on it, is what I'm saying. So don't expect the impossible, is basically the gist of it. So what do I like and what don't I like about it? Well, I think these 12 volt plugs are a bit useless. Nothing really uses them anymore. This is quite handy, just for quickly connecting any 12 volt devices into. The 240 system's really good, although I don't really think it does need the three sockets. Maybe 2 would suffice for that. So I like the USB-C, the fact it can charge at 100 watts, and you can also actually charge the device via USB-C also through that port. The USB-A, I don't know why they didn't use like USB 3s, because these are really underpowered and they take quite a while to charge your stuff. I don't know why they would go with the lowest power USB-As when you could have used like the USB-A 3, I think they're called. The ones with the blue insides anyway. So these charge, I think they're a maximum of about 1 amp, whereas the USB 3s, I think they're up to 2 to 3 amps, so with a bit more high power. I don't know why they went with them, but they did. They work, so that's all that really matters. Anything else I don't like? I kind of do wish to utilise that space on the top for wireless charging. It's got cooling fans. These can be quite noisy if you're using it in a small space. Even like in my living room when I've got the TV plugged into it, they can be quite noisy. But obviously the unit has to be cooled down somehow. It's just something you've got to be aware of. It's got vents either side as well as all the way along here, so it's not easy for it to overheat. So I've had this now since February. I've been using it quite a lot. It's now June, and I think the question I should ask is, would I buy it again? And quite a simple answer to that is yes. I just bought a second one, just to give me a bit more capacity. Now, rather than going for like a bigger Ecoflow unit, I decided like 2 small ones would be ideal. This is a really nice size, just for moving about in the van, because my traffic isn't the biggest of vehicles for storing things in. So having 2 smaller ones is easier to store than one large one. I bought this just this week because the Ecoflow has actually reduced them from £750 to £650, and there's a thing called Eco Credits, I think they're called, through Ecoflow themselves, and every time you buy something, register something, you get Eco Credits. So using the Eco Credits, I managed to get another £25 off. So altogether this new one cost me £625 compared to £750. The reason I bought the second one is I've got 400 watts of solar on the roof of the van, which is really going to waste. So I keep one of these charged and use one, or I mean use one whilst one's charging in the house or whatever. It really is going to save me money in the long run over for electricity. Plus the fact, since I bought this one, I bought the e-bike, which I hadn't really factored into the situation, so that uses a lot more power from the van than I was, not than I was expecting about the bike, but than I'd actually planned for when I bought this. So otherwise I probably would have got a leisure battery as well. But it's always a possibility. Yeah, there's nothing really I can say bad about it. I've not really had any issues with either of these. Obviously I've only just got this one. But there's a good community on Facebook and Instagram. Ecoflow UK, I think, is Facebook. There's a good community that helps you out if you've got any problems. Plus the fact it's kind of like a cult following, similar to the way the Chinese diesel heaters went. There's certainly people trying to outdo each other on how much power they can produce and stuff like that, which is actually quite funny, but enjoyable all the same. Anyway, that's this for now. If there's any questions, feel free to ask. Anything I've not mentioned that you know about these units, and also if there's any places that want to send me in for free, I'm still down. All right, thanks for watching. Bye for now.